we're kind of stuck in this rut. And, you know, as for Bitcoin, definitely it's not that bad, right? I just got done saying this morning that Bitcoin was just at 72,000 just like last week, or actually like 10 days ago. So a little bit less than 2 weeks, but Bitcoin is still very strong. It's holding very, very strong. And even though, yes, we're having these small dips, volatilities, we know that it will pass, right? Because everything I've been saying, everything I've been telling you guys, still extremely bullish, and the fundamentals are great. Nothing has changed for Bitcoin. Now, there's something else, though, that I know is bothering a lot of you guys. And today, for the first time, I looked at my portfolio, probably in the first time in like 3 weeks. The alts are dying right now. Okay, so that's the thing. And I know a lot of you guys have asked me about it, and a lot of your fears come from the fact that the alts are really draining against Bitcoin. In fact, today, after checking my portfolio, I couldn't believe how much the alts went down, and how much the memes went down, and overall how much everything went down against Bitcoin. Right now is definitely Bitcoin season. Okay, Bitcoin dominance have skyrocketed, and the alts are bleeding. Even some of my favorites like Solana and Avalanche, and some of the other ones that I've been holding for a long time like Polygon. Man, they are down. Immutable, AI plays, gaming plays, the ones that I've invested in and ones I've been holding on for a long time. Solid deep-end projects, also like Chainlink and Flux. I mean, you name it. All the alts are bleeding right now. So what do I have to say about that, right? Is this time to be giving up on alts? No. But certainly isn't a bad time to be DCAing, that's for sure. I mean, I've said this before. Altcoin season doesn't really happen until the tail end of a market. That's usually when full-blown altcoin season hits. And I've shown you guys graphs on this. I just looked at Ethereum the other day. You could look at Shiba Inu. You could look at anything that really existed and pumped up in 2021, and you'll see that in 2025, that's when, well, going back in 2021, that's when they started going up, and more importantly, towards the second half of 2021. In fact, if you look, most of the gains came within like 1 or 2 months towards the end of 2021. Okay, so that's true altcoin season. Now, throughout 2020, after the halving event, and early 2021, of course, Bitcoin did go up, but and alts, you know, were carried by Bitcoin, right? But true altcoin season really didn't hit until the tail end of 2021. So now fast forward to this cycle, right? Obviously, we just went through a halving event, and Bitcoin did break its previous high earlier than expected. Normally speaking, if we were following previous cycles, Bitcoin would not break its previous high until probably around September this year, which is why I still think after September of this year, that's when we're going to see true movement upwards for many reasons, right? Whether we're mimicking previous cycle, or because we're going to get that very first rate cut, or because we're going to get ETH, spot ETFs now trading on the market, or because elections is right around the corner. There are many reasons why I think after September this year, we start going upwards. But with that said, I think alts, right, will not gain that strength that we saw back in March, right? Alts had a terrific March. In fact, you could argue some had a terrific 2023, but a lot of them did really well beginning of this year, right around the March timeframe. With that said, we're probably not going to see that strength, I don't think, until probably after September. So with that said, if Bitcoin continues to have this choppiness and goes sideways until maybe September this year, we could continue to see Bitcoin dominance hold or even go higher. while we wait, right, for altcoin season to come. So I think that may be the reality. You know, right now, it's definitely not a bad time to be DCAing into alts, because I do think everything I've mentioned, you know, the solid L1s, the L2s, the AIs, the DPIN, the gaming, right? They're all struggling right now, but so many of them I truly believe will come back. So it's not a bad time to be DCAing into them for sure. But this is definitely not the time to be converting Bitcoin into alts. And I know many of you guys know that. A lot of you guys are Bitcoin maxis, and you're probably smiling right now because you're holding all Bitcoin. And here's the thing, no matter if it's 1 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin that you're holding, it's going to be 1, 10, or 100. It's not going to move, right? Regardless if the price goes up or down, that's how much Bitcoin you still have. But when you're holding assets like alts, that's not the case. If Bitcoin dominance goes up and alts go down, altcoin dominance goes down, guess what? You're actually losing against Bitcoin. Your overall portfolio in Bitcoin's value and worth actually goes down. And that sucks. That really, really sucks, because the only reason to really hold altcoins is so that they can outperform Bitcoin. So it's a way to gain and add Bitcoin to your portfolio without actually spending more money, right? That's why people FOMO into meme coins, because they can make you a ton of money. But in reality, if you think about it, what it's really doing is making you catch up to, or I don't know about making you catch up, but it makes you gain in overall Bitcoin if you're valuing your portfolio, right? So your portfolio may be, I don't know, for example, $6,000 today, which is worth 1/10 of a Bitcoin. But if that $6,000 goes up to 60,000, well, you're almost at 1 Bitcoin, right? So that's the true potential of alts and memes, is not only to make you a lot of money, but also to gain on Bitcoin. But if it goes in reverse, then it sucks, because your overall value of your portfolio versus Bitcoin actually goes down. So that really sucks. So anyways, my point is, yeah, today kind of like the first time I really noticed in my portfolio, like, man, alts really dropped, which means I'm not going to be checking my portfolio again for several weeks or months until things come back up. But what I'm going to continue to do is, of course, DCA, continue to hold what I have, continue to DCA into Bitcoin, but also start DCAing into some of these alts that have been absolutely wrecked. Okay, that is not going to change. I'm going to continue to do so, because I think this is the right path. I know for sure things are going to come back. It's just a matter of getting past this choppiness, the sideways movement, the volatility that we're seeing right now due to many factors at play right now. We will get through it. Bitcoin will reach another high, and we could be at 70,000 or 73,000 in no time, even by the end of this week. If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below.